What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 5 Cool Mods. I feel like I've said that so many times this week, and, well, I have. This is going to be pretty much the last video of me kind of catching up on mods. I've been saying that at the beginning of the past few videos that I had a huge backlog. Well, today, 4 episodes later and 20 mods later, I seem to be pretty much caught up, so we are now back on track with, as new mods come out, I'll make these videos. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this week. Tons of new mods coming out, tons of mods for consoles and PC. With all that being said, if you do enjoy, I really encourage you guys to consider subscribing, or if you're feeling particularly generous, you could support me on Patreon. But with that, let's get right into the list. So the first mod I do want to show you guys is called Synthetic Love. Basically, this adds in your wife, Nora. If you're a guy, if you're a girl, then I guess, well, this really doesn't work with being a girl. So you have to be a guy to play this mod. It adds in your wife, Nora, as a synth that is wandering around Diamond City. You could recruit her, fight with her, battle with her, etc. She does have 2 primary features, one that she's fully voiced, and 2 that she has a little quest line with her, and she will eventually give you a cool perk. It's actually a pretty fleshed out companion mod. It's actually pretty old. It's been on Nexus for a few months now, but only just got released for consoles, so I figured I'd make a video on it. I really like this implementation. It's simple, yet a pretty practical and good way to add your wife back into the game. It also does have a lot of those little extra details that set it apart from other companion mods. It's not just a new NPC, but also fully voiced that can lockpick and hack, and of course having that quest line. All the voice lines are reused from Nora's different lines in the game. They're not custom or anything, so it should be pretty lore friendly and really high quality. Next up, we do have a sword mod called the Serenity. This adds in a brand new sword into Fallout 4, giving you a kind of weird medieval yet almost, I guess, samurai feel. It is more or less like a claymore, but it does have a curved edge on the end. The mod itself is really high quality. It does come in 2K and 4K textures. In this video, I'm using the 4K version. There's no weapon modifications, but I feel like that's okay. It's very simple and gets the job done. It is pretty well balanced. In this video, again, I am not having any perks in melee combat. That's why it's taking me so long to kill different enemies, so if you do spec right, you can do noticeably more damage than I'm doing right here. And really the reason I like this sword is it's a little bit different than all the other swords out there. There's a lot of high quality swords, but I like how this one has that curved edge. It may sound so simple, but it really sets it apart from everything else, at least for me, and would make me download this one over the others. On top of that, I actually really like the size of the sword. It looks fine while you're holding it as a player, and if you put it in power armor, it also doesn't look disproportional to the rest of your size, and all around it's a little bit different and a little bit cooler than some of the other options out there. So at number 3, we have a mod simply called Gage by Eleonora. Basically, it overhauls the new companion Gage added in by the Nuka World DLC. It doesn't change anything on a fundamental level, but more just aesthetically, he is taller and just looks a lot better in my opinion. I don't think he necessarily looked bad before, but I definitely like to see these kinds of mods. If you look at the old Gage and compare him to the new Gage, there is a very clear improvement here, and this would make me a lot more likely to use him as a companion than prior. And if you're already using him as a companion, this will be a nice little added bonus to make him much more appealing to you. All around, it's a cool but simple mod, and I definitely recommend checking it out if you're going to play through Nuka World. So this one's actually really cool. This is called the Dagger Pack. Basically, it adds in 5 new daggers into the game. I only show you 3 of them because 2 of them I want to be a little bit of a surprise. All these daggers are really high quality and all of them have their own unique feel. The mod itself feels very Skyrim inspired, but that's in a good way. They all look really high quality and really nice. Some of them could benefit from a little bit of a texture overhaul, but for the time being, it definitely gets the job done. And if you're playing in first person or third person, you really won't notice. It's only when you get close up that you'll actually notice some of the texture fault. For context, this is a character using the maxed out Big Leagues perk, so you could even see the massive amount of damage I do as compared to prior. It's a very cool mod, and I think the daggers really speak for themselves. One thing I would love to see though is actually giving them some kind of different effects. Right now it's just 5 different daggers that look cool and do the same amount of damage. Maybe adding one that gives an incendiary effect or an explosive effect, or I don't know, some other kinds of spells would really fit well into Fallout 4 and make this mod much more relevant than just some cool looking daggers. Last but not least, we have the Steampunk Gunslinger outfit. This mod is by Eleonora. It's basically a mashup of some of her previous outfit mods all combined into one thing. And I think that one thing looks really nice, especially with the release of Nuka World again. It added in some new Wild West features, and this is a really good way to take advantage of those. Personally, in this video, I'm using the gas revolver because that's my favorite for old schooly revolver mods. But nonetheless, the armor is very high quality. I really like the contrast between like the jeans and then you kind of have that pin-up shirt. It gives your character a pretty cool vibe, as well as not being slutty or anything like that. It's just a cool costume mod for males and or females, although it's pretty obvious this is female focused. That's gonna be pretty much it for this week though, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this episode of 5 Cool Mods. Hopefully you enjoyed all the different mods I showed or found at least some of them entertaining. As always, I thank you for watching and I hope to see you all next time. Later.